amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remain blessed.
All members of the Federal Reserve Council aspiring to run for office, either be it president or governor or National Assembly, must resign from cabinet effectively by the 16th, which is Monday of this month. Thank you very much. 16th is Monday. Monday 16th. All members of the Federal Executive Council. No, good question. He was not appointed. He was elected. So he remains. But any other member of the Federal Executive Council aspiring either to be president or senator or governor or any elective office must submit a letter of resignation latest by the 16th of May 2022. Mr. President has the right to ask to appoint members of his cabinet, reshuffle them, replace them, and to that extent, I think he has the right to say those of them that who are serving him, who he has appointed, and they want to run for office, irrespective of circumstances, that he, as Mr. President, who has the power of nomination, I think he has the right to ask them to resign. And this, this is an issue that falls within, well, I don't want to commit myself, but let me just receive myself to say that I believe that Mr. President has the right to appoint, remove, reshuffle, or change any minister. Still on members of the Federal Reserve Council, wishing to contest for elective office. The question was raised, does it affect other appointees? And my position remains the same. As of this moment, this is my mandate. Subsequently, it may affect other, categories of political appointees, but that will be made known. But as of today, speak to you, my mandate from the President is that all members of the Federal Reserve Council vying for office will have to resign their appointments on or before 16th of May 2022. If there's going to be any amendment or any inclusion, you will be informed in due course. Thank you very much.
Tell us what they are doing. We provide some level of security where they are moving, and we tell them where they can go and where they cannot go. Before now, it was something that actually brought a lot of tension between us, but I think we have a better understanding that we're all working for the same aspect. The humanitarians are doing some good job because the issue of feeding, healthcare, taking care of the pregnant women and especially like UNICEF for children, the ability to succeed also enhances our ability. The kinetic effort is just about 20-25% of the entire operation. Most of it, like I mentioned earlier, is humanitarian. And so once we're able to handle those aspects, it makes our job a lot easier. So we have an understanding, we have a synergy. Again, we're also watching what they do. And anyone we found that is having a different intention, I think we call them to order immediately. And so far, it has been good. We'll continue to monitor what they're doing. We've had reports here and there We look into it, we investigate, we call the police and the DSS to do thorough investigation to ascertain the level of commitment. And so far, we've not had any issue for now.
The military is, as I've spoken to some of your colleagues in the past, the military is not completely conversant or comfortable with civil relations. They're getting into that now. So there had been allegations of some level of high-handedness and brutality on the part of the troops, especially when they encounter resistance, which may not be military. Have you experienced that? And what have the authorities, what have you been doing to ensure that your troops stay within what you described earlier in the interview as international humanitarian law, even for those who may have confronted the military?
Yes, one good thing with the military is that we don't hide criminals. Anybody and everybody knows the military law. Somehow we are bounded by two laws, the Constitution and the Armed Forces Act. So you understand that we have these two laws guiding our activities, and we hold on to those very, very seriously. The nature of our training, right from the Nigerian Defense Academy, from the depot, our training institutions, we conduct training on humanitarian assistance or humanitarian rules of law and all. So every soldier, every officer knows what is required of him, and nobody is left in the blank. And you see, we conduct training. Even here in the theater, we have the NGOs, they always come and then we do this training together, just to keep us abreast on what is going and what is expected of our troops. The Chief of Army Staff has established standing court martials for anybody who has committed any offense whatsoever. Goes to court martial, and everybody knows what the rule says. So nobody is left in doubt. So far, it has been wonderful. We cannot say it is 100%. I mean, when humans, even in families, we have conflicts. But what we do is that once it is reported, we have the human rights desk. We have established human rights desk with a phone number distributed all around. Everybody knows once there's anything and you think a soldier did something wrong to you and all, people call in and then the military police steps in to carry out investigation. If it's wrong, is prosecuted. So far it has been wonderful. I'm sure if you have time, you go around the Northeast. I think we have been living above board, and we'll continue to do that.
You talked about, a wide expanse of theater land to cover, lots of people to protect, lots of areas to get over. And we have heard in the recent past, and not so recent past, about troops being very upset at not being given arms adequate in their view to face the opponents. They talked about the opponents being stronger than them at the time. You are in a good position to actually tell us what the situation is there. Was that true? And if it was, what has changed now?
Like I said, initially when the operation started, you equally alluded to it that the weapons that were being used were not adequately for the environment. But that has been taken care of. No soldier comes to the theater without arms. No soldier comes into here without the requisite equipment for him to use. We cannot have everything 100%, but with what we have on ground, we have been able to achieve so much, and that's what we keep on pushing. This is my 4th tour of duty. 2018, I was here as active brigade commander, Operation Last Hold. I returned in 2019 as the sector commander in charge of Mongonu. I returned in 2020, heading the Army Headquarters monitoring team, and I'm back here last year as the theater commander. So all have been on the operational ground. The vehicles we have now are doing the job. The training we conduct now, even while in the theater, we carry out training. Before any soldier or officer is inducted into the theater, there is a pre-induction training. He comes in, we continue with the training consistently, even in theater training, wherever his location is. We go to the range, we conduct all this training to ensure that our soldiers remain very, very professional wherever they are. So I think to this extent, we do not have all we need, but with what we have, we can do. So imagine now we're having almost 30-40% of what we need. Imagine if we had maybe 80 or 90, what we will be able to achieve. But I think it's ongoing. And the truth about it is that for us to be independent as a nation, we need to produce our own equipment. As long as we rely on other people to produce what we need, we'll be held ransom. And that's what we're facing. Most times, these are equipment you can't get off the shelf. So sometimes you order them. Look at how long it took for us to get the Tucano aircraft, over 3 years. So these things are not easy. We must build our own industrial complex. We must produce what we use, and that's the only way out.
How about personnel?
Yeah, we need additional manpower. I can tell you that for free. The military is everywhere. We shouldn't be everywhere. The military is everywhere. I was one before now in 2015, 2016. I was the commandant depot where we produced soldiers that took. I trained over 12,500 recruits, young soldiers. They are with me. Some of them are still with me here in the theater. And we need to build out capacity. We need manpower. But you know, it is not something we rush because we have to take time to ensure we select well, we train well. We don't want to pick people that are not trainable. We don't want to pick criminals into the system. So it is painstaking for us to produce one soldier. For us to produce an officer, especially as a regular officer going through NDA, it takes 4 or 5 years. Apart from probably short service that takes maybe 6 months, 9 months and all that. So it takes a lot and it costs so much. And we are very, very careful on how and who we take in. And that's why it takes a little time. But I think what we're doing now is the last ones, the recruited ones that came out about 5,000. We have some that in a few months are going to come out. If we continue this gradually, we'll be able to build up. But again, the truth about it is that the military cannot do everything. We cannot be everywhere. No nation develops if we don't have a good police. We have a police, we need them to be properly trained to do some of these aspects. The MOPOL before now used to carry us on. Most of what we're doing is that the MOPOL will have been able to handle some of these things. So we need to build this capacity so that we can all together put hands together to end this. And I tell you for free, asymmetric warfare is not a warfare that is not a child's play. It is serious business because it is all governmental approach. We need all hands from the communities, from all the armed forces, from all the paramilitary organizations, from everybody needs to be part of it for it to be successful. I'm sure if you look at other countries that have gone through it, they will tell you the same.
There is a welfare issue involved in all of this because those who have said we need to look at it very carefully have also said that if you ramp up the Nigerian military in terms of numbers, then the issue of their welfare comes up. And I'm sure you are familiar with that, having had several tours of duty in that area, that in the recent and not so recent past, we have had quite a number of them complaining about unpaid allowances and salaries, and in some cases even taking their theater commander, not you, but one of your predecessors, almost taking him hostage at a point for that reason. So I wanted to find out, if the situation now is such that in terms of welfare and in terms of how the troops themselves are treated, there has been a vast improvement, both in terms of their kit and in terms of their income.
Very well. I can tell you for free that we're having the best of time. There is no soldier or any officer that is owed anything. Salaries are paid as a when due. Allowances are paid as a when due. The Chief of Army Staff ensures that whatever it is that we need. Remember, he just left the theater. So he is an experienced general who is doing everything to ensure that the theater moves as it should. The other service chiefs are equally doing the same thing. The allowances are paid. Both every member of the theater gets his money as at when due. Sustenance and maintenance costs are also paid. We don't have any challenge on that. Feeding, everybody is fed well. Clothing, equipment are provided. If any soldier is injured, we have a medical center. The aircraft, however, it is just a few days ago, we had around Arege in northern Borno towards the Tumbus. There was a vehicle-borne IED that struck one of our MRAPs. The soldiers the Nigerian soldiers that were in were secured. The splinter, that was around 8 p.m. at night, hit one of my officers and he was injured. And a helicopter flew in that night, dropped within there, picked him up and brought him to the medical center. Nobody is left behind. And we're doing that to ensure that, because we know the importance. Nobody will sacrifice his life and then he will be abandoned. Nobody. Now, even those ones that are injured, prosthetics are provided for them. If eventually somebody pays the supreme price, the family members are taken care of. And those are done such a way that everybody's morale remains extremely very high. Sometimes there could be delays, and it is never intentional. And we know that nothing is 100%, but we assure you that everything is being done to ensure that the troops are happy. And it is only when they are happy and their morale is high that they can give us the best. And that's what we're doing. The Chief Officer was equally arranged for welfare flights. Now, any soldier that is leaving, going on, officer or soldier that is going on flight, not only military men, everybody that is part of Operation Hat in Kai. If you are going for your 2 weeks pass, there's an aircraft that will pick you up. You go for your 2 weeks pass, and when you come back, the aircraft brings you back. Those ones that are going by road are escorted and taken care of. So I think we're having the best of times now.
I must ask you this, since we are talking about that, and that has to do with when you talk about the ultimate price. Every Nigerian soldier, signs up, to pay that ultimate price. But of course, the hope is that they will not have to. So each time they do, it's quite tough. I ask you this because in your capacity as a general, you must have seen this happen many times in various theaters. What is it like when you lose a soldier on the battlefront, and how do you cope and move on with the military objective even when that happens?
I can tell you it is traumatic for any commander to lose his personnel. It is painful, it is heartbreaking. It is something that nobody prays for. Because for you to even face the family to break the news to them, and especially during the burial, because they look at you like they've entrusted their personnel to you, and look at what has happened to them. So it's something that every commander will have to get used to, and you pray, like you said, it doesn't happen. But again, because we're fighting war, this is not drama. So it is for real. And we try to make sure that we inform the family members to understand that whoever joins the military, the ultimate price is death. And so it happens, and then we have to deal with it. And so when it happens, we get across to them, we consult them, and then the burial is arranged. The military provides everything for them, and then we make sure that their entitlements are paid, and the family members, a wife and 4 kids, are paid their school fees up till the time they are 18. So these things are being put in place. But like I tell you, for real, it is heartbreaking for you to lose any member of any of your troops.
When you have paid such a high price to secure victory in a particular area, and then those that you are fighting against move to another area, not too long ago, the commander-in-chief expressed his view that some of what is going on in the northwest and in the north central is as a result of those that have been fought to a standstill in the northeast, moving to those areas where they believe that things are less hot. And that I ask, given the background you gave us earlier about the 3 operational points from which the theater command had in Kai operate, that would mean why, that would explain why they've left that area. Is it?
Thank you so much for your patience to watch from the beginning to the end. I hope you have learned something from the video you have just watched. The video you have just watched is to bring information to your doorstep and for educational purpose. It is not to demonize anybody. Let us watch continuously and see who can be able to make a sense out of every nonsense we are seeing. We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again.